People seek out organized pleasures that frighten them in harmless ways as Halloween approaches, the risks projected rather than real. Yet in other parts of the world, scares are provided without the use of costumed actors wielding fake chainsaws. Edge along narrow planks sprung high on a mountain cliff, relying on bolts embedded in the steep stone face for support. Alternatively, go to the long abandoned city where signals of life are a constant as the ticking of a Geiger counter. We'll look at the 10 extremely scary travel spots around the world in this video. But first and foremost, please like and subscribe to this channel. Number 10. Mount Huashan, China. Mount Hua is a mountain in Shaanxi province, some 120 kilometers east of Xi'an, near the city of Huiyang. It is the western mountain of China's 5 great mountains, and it has a profound religious history. The Grand Canyon Skywalk, a glass-bottom trip over a precipice hundreds of feet high, is about as scary as a walk down Disneyland's main street, thanks to the trail along the cliffs of Mount Huashan. Planks mounted hundreds of feet high along sheer stone walls await hikers on the sacred peak. Those bolts are also checked regularly. You hope. Even more concerning is the bathroom situation, as there's only a few toilets on the top of Mount Huashan, and they are in poor shape. It is preferable to psychologically prepare. Number 9. World's tallest glass-bottomed bridge in China. Zhangjiajie is a home to the world's tallest glass-bottom bridge, which opened in 2016 and is not for the faint of heart. Visitors may see a 985 feet down into the lush verdant valley below from the 430-meter-long bridge. The bridge, which was designed as a tourist attraction, has a glass bottom and is transparent. It was the world's longest and highest glass-bottom bridge when it first opened. Visitors in June 2016 watched a horrifying safety experiment with a BBC journalist smashing the glass walkway full force with a sledgehammer, as if walking across wasn't scary enough. Number 8. The Island of Dolls in Mexico. The Island of Dolls is a chinampa in the Laguna de Chachula and one of the main attractions of the channels. It is located in the Xochimilco channels south of Mexico City downtown area, near the Estadio Azteca football stadium. Dolls are disturbing by nature, but this is far worse than having a shelf of American dolls staring at you. Dolls in varying states of decay dangle from trees near Mexico City's canals. Although not all have the necessary appendages, if they have eyes, they all stare unblinkingly. This horrific creation was created by caretaker Don Julio Santana, who is reported to have discovered the body of a 4-year-old child in a canal years ago. He discovered a doll hung in a tree to placate the girl's spirit shortly after. He went on to hang dozens more, even though it appeared to entice rather than soothe ghosts. Number 7. Base jumping, Norway. Base jumping is a recreational sport that involves leaping from fixed objects and landing safely using a parachute. Buildings, antenna, referring to radio masts, spans, bridges, and earth cliffs are the 4 categories of fixed objects from which one can jump. Participants exit from a fixed object such as a cliff and release a parachute to slow their descent and land after an optional free-fall wait. Few adventure firms explicitly declare on their home pages that there is a chance you will be badly injured, if not killed. But SBK Base is doing this. This firm prepares you for a cliff leap. Since the company's inception in 1994, the statistics page has compiled a number of jumps, injuries, and deaths. If you're still thinking about jumping, the current statistics from SBK show 53,171 jumps, 136 accidents, 12 fatalities, 48 helicopter rescues, and 11 climber rescues. Number 6. Icehole Plunge, Finland. If you're up in the Nordic countries and don't feel like jumping off a cliff, try jumping into an ice hole. Finns refer to it as refreshing. Whatever the Finnish number for 911 is, dial it now. Those accustomed to jumping into tight gaps cut into ice would suggest. It's entirely up to you how long you wish to stay in a freezing water. The majority of experts recommend going up to the point where your heart is about to stop. Number 5. Jack the Ripper Tour, London. The Jack the Ripper Tour starts at Tower Hill, which is located on the border between Scotland Yard and the City of London Police. You can only understand the tension between the 2 London police services and their leaders if you start there. The disagreement threw the investigators into chaos and made it easier for Jack the Ripper to slip through the police net. If you're going to follow one of the history's most terrible serial killers, you might as well start with the top dog. Guides take you to some of London's creepiest spots, including alleyways and alleys that haven't been altered much since 1888, when Jack the Ripper was out on the loose, mutilating his victims. According to the website, you will learn about the crimes from professionals who know them inside and out. According to the website, it's a clever turn of phrase. Number 4. Border Crossing Simulation Mexico. A little town in central Mexico is attempting to attract visitors to its theme park. Tourists pay to pretend to be illegal immigrants in a park in central Mexico. They're taken on an all-night trip through mud, drainage tunnels, and cornfields to imitate illicit border crossing. The tourists come to suffer, hence the theme is dark. You're lugging what little you own across the desert in search of a better life, following strangers who encourage you to believe them. Suddenly, a drug cartel member approaches you and demands to know what you're doing. Armed robbers search your backpack for money and valuables not long after, and then, just when you thought you'd make it, Border Patrol officials apprehend you. Welcome to Night Walk, one of the world's most bizarre tours. Participants in Parque Eco Alberto, which is hundreds of miles south of the border, compete in a 3-hour, 7-mile race across brush-covered hills and through streams to simulate an attempted border crossing. If you don't want to be hunted by armed actors, there are kayaking, zip lining, and thermal pools for those who want to be in actual heated water. Number 3. Edgewalk, Toronto. Edgewalk is the first of its kind in North America and the most thrilling attraction in the CN Tower's history. It is the world's tallest full-circle hands-free walk on a 5-foot, 1.5-meter wide ledge encircling the top of the tower's main pod, 1,168 feet above the ground, which is 116 stories. It's difficult to overlook and take a stroll along a handrail-free sidewalk that would make any safety inspector cringe, let alone anyone else. Participants wear onesies with straps that attach to a bar that surrounds the walkway on the inside. They enjoy a 300-meter stroll above the earth once harnessed, with the option to lean over the edge for a better view. Edgewalking may even facilitate weddings. How about that for taking the risk? Number 2. Centralia Mine Fire, Pennsylvania. Since at least May 27, 1962, the Centralia Mine Fire has been burning beneath the borough of Centralia, Pennsylvania, in the United States. Its origins are still a point of contention. The Soviets did not have a monopoly on environmental disasters since 1962. A coal mine beneath Centralia has been burning, creating a ghost town where heat and smoke escape through fractures in the ground. While there is considerable disagreement regarding how the fire started, it is generally acknowledged that on May 27, 1962, an attempt to burn a dump ignited a coal seam. Since then, the fire has been burning slowly but persistently, with only a few residents remaining. Visitors are always welcome to come and go without booking a tour. You won't be able to fill up your tank since underground fires aren't a gas station's problem. Number 1. The Gates of Hell, Turkmenistan. The Darvaza gas crater, also known as the Door to Hell or the Gates of Hell in Turkmen media, is a smoldering natural gas field that collapses into a cavern near Darvaza, Turkmenistan. This Russian engineering disaster has become one of the world's most popular tourist spots. We shouldn't have to add literally because the name says it all. Workers struck a large natural gas cavern while drilling in 1971. Poisonous gas surged and officials set it on fire because there were no fussy government entities concerned with environmental protection in the way. Darvaza gas crater was created. Who doesn't enjoy the phrase gas crater? Locals have subsequently organized tours and inhabitants have been known to cook eggs and other goods using extraordinarily long poles attached to frying pans. There's no recipe book for Gates of Hell yet, but expect instructions to begin with set inferno to a couple of thousand degrees. Thank you for sticking to the end of this video, and if you found this video interesting, kindly like and subscribe to this channel for more interesting videos. But don't forget to turn on the notifications. Goodbye, and I will see you in the next video.